Hi, creative friends. This is Soraya, and thank you so much for being here. So I'm going to dive into this last part, I think, of the, painting the feminine with Connie Solera. This is where I am, dealing with color. I mean, I'm dealing with everything, but I'm primarily focusing on color. But I just wanted to show you guys this. I think it's about a 10 to 12-year-old art journal. I don't even know, you guys, but it's quite old. And I just wanted to show you guys, I actually cleaned up my studio desk. It was much needed. And everything is really nice and clean for, I don't know, 2 seconds before it gets all, messed up again. But anyways, I found this art journal, and a lot of these spreads I was doing when my daughter was like, 6, 7, 8 years old, and I was, waiting for her after school. So I'd have like 10 or 15 minutes, or, when she was in swim classes or whatever. So it's using like very minimal stuff, a lot of portable stuff. So oil pastels, just cheap ballpoint pens, watercolors. And so I just wanted to show you guys some of these, little, that's a photograph over there. Just, a lot of, a glue stick and just stuff I had, like receipts, a part of a list, just kind of letting loose and just creating when in little moments. And I found it, and one of the things that I am realizing is that it is so useful to look back on stuff from 5, 10, 15, 20 years plus ago and see what has changed, and also see what has remained the same. Like a lot of this stuff, even though it's so old, I can totally like see myself going, yeah, I would totally do that today. And this not only strengthens our visual language, like I really love this palette. And we can mine our older stuff for gold. We can look at this and say, hey, I really, really want to replicate this in some way. I love this palette. I love this. I love this, and we can modify it because our art has changed. We have changed. And we can take something of ours from, many years ago, and now kind of I guess, mix it up with stuff from present day, our visual language from today. And so you're like taking stuff from your past, that's your own visual language, and you're saying, hey, I may not, do this over here now, but I can take some of it and I can mix it up with something from now, and I can create something that's modified, that's completely new. These are the seeds that are going to sprout new work. And it's, still my own visual language. And I think I was beginning to paint faces in different colors. I had a really huge psychological block when it came to that. So I really had to kind of delve deep into like why that was, and, move past it. But I just wanted to show you guys, like, a lot of it is just, like, it's just, just, there's like, look at this, there's really nothing going on here. It's just a whole bunch of glued on stuff. And but it's still, I can go back and I can work over top of this, and I can keep some of it and insert like new stuff over top of it. So it's really helpful to look at our old stuff and just kind of get like so much knowledge. And anyways, you guys, I am going to dive into this over here. I'm very pleased with a lot of it. Now, initially, I was going to place this like this, but I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, because before I turn the camera on, I was kind of like, looking at the spread as I do, just to kind of see like, hey, where do I want this to go, etc., etc. And I actually want it to be smaller because I want the face to, I don't want to cover up the face. So what I'm going to do is just cut it, and I might use the, let me see here how I want to place it. So I think I want to go like that. And what I might do is I might Ooh, so I really like that. Or, let's see. Actually, that might work out better. And what I might do is I might use this piece in another part of this spread to kind of move my eye around, or I might just only use it there because there is a lot of orange and blue. And see, it just picks up on Connie's orange and blue. So I may use this in like a completely different spread, but I'm really loving that over there. So I'm just gonna use my Mod Podge here and kind of glue it down. And what I wanted to do is, I put like way too much, but that's okay. It just dries clear anyways. But what I wanted to do is add gold onto the dress. Now, I don't know. I did want to add gold because, I mean, gold and red is just like peanut butter and jelly for me. It's just like almost a given. But I don't know if it's going to add to the piece or if it's going to kind of like take away from all Connie's like beautiful, like, you know, this just all this gorgeous, luscious stuff that's going on. So what I am going to do is, I mean, I was so certain I was going to put the gold on the dress, right? And I'm still kind of like, I don't know, should I not? Because there's no gold anywhere else. And I think it might kind of, like, it might detract from it. It might like seem out of place is what I'm trying to say. Now I did, because I was cleaning up my desk, I found this Caran d'Ache. So let me see here. Let me see here. I think this kind of more goes in with Connie's lines, and I can also like, you know, add some more of these like in other parts to just kind of move the eye around. And yeah, I'm just gonna kind of like outline this a little bit. And I think what I want to do, you guys, is I want to I think I want to like push the background back a little bit. It's a little bit too kind of scrambling up my brain. So just, it's not a good brush for that. See, so I'm just gonna kind of push it back. And I don't know if I'm gonna leave this face, like, you know, not put any facial features. The other two faces do have facial features, but I can leave this one kind of blank, you know, because I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of I don't knows in this piece. And that's just the way it is, you guys. Sometimes, you know, I try not to look at it from a place of judgment, like, oh, I don't know means bad. It's not that at all. Sometimes I know exactly what I'm gonna do and then I go ahead and do it and I'm happy with it and I'm like, oh, okay. And sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't know, and I go back and forth and I struggle and I, you know, and it's okay. It's whatever, you know, whatever. They're all just different paths and you learn from all of them. Some things are easy and some things you just got to work a little bit, you know, more at it. And there are more lessons to be learned. I look at it that way. Now, I need a blue Stabilo here. See, I don't want to copy kind of Connie's facial features, but I don't know if I want to put, let me see here. I don't want to copy her facial features, but I want to kind of keep that like style, I guess, of just like free and expressive. Okay. And you guys, if you hear that slurping, that's Piper. She's sitting in the chair and doing her stuff, her morning routine, I guess. And I'm gonna use my non-dominant hand, you guys, because I do want it to be kind of like expressive, and I find that when I use my non-dominant hand, I just get like some interesting stuff. I may not keep all of it, but I just get like really interesting kind of things going on, I guess. Okay. And I am kind of feeling I'm just kind of feeling this. And for my working in my healing ancestral trauma art journal, this started showing up a lot, and especially in the throat area, the eye, the heart area. It just like these circles, and after a lot of writing in my studio log, I came to see that it was about a voice. You know, it's about standing in my truth, speaking my speaking my truth, owning my voice, owning my perspective, centering my perspective in my own life, and it became really important. And there was a lot of stuff that came out about it. So I just feel like, yeah, I want to put this over here. It's about her speaking her truth and owning her voice, and I just love it. So anyways, you guys, if you watched all the way to the end, thank you so much. I probably am going to come in here once this all dries and, do just a little bit more, I don't know, whatever. I may not do it right away, but I might come back like a week later, a month later, whatever, and just kind of just fiddle around with it a little more. But anyways, you guys, if you watched all the way to the end, thank you so much, and I hope you've enjoyed this series and it's been helpful and inspiring, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.